Okay, I'm out here with Kevin Milliger, and this is such an exciting day because the vintage veggies just debuted, and I know that you have been very selective in the options that we have available, and thought maybe it'd be helpful if you could highlight some of your favorites or what people don't want to miss out on.
Yeah, it's a big process to plan this out. I've already started my 2024 list. I've got a half a dozen things on there already. So this took as much time to plan this. So we've got about 65 kinds of new plants. Many are heirloom plants, some are newer hybrids, some have been around for a while, but we've tried before, but we're trying again. So there's a variety. And of course, most of them are tomatoes and peppers, being the two most popular plants. So there's about 35 kinds of tomatoes, about 15 peppers, and the remainder are things like eggplant, cucumbers, collards, mustard, and let's see, some squash, spinach, and tomatillos, things like that. So what I'm really excited about is this new category. Well, it's not really a new category, but I sort of made it up. But it's sort of savory peppers.
Okay.
These are ones that are not sweet like a green bell pepper or a red bell pepper, and they're not hot like a jalapeno or a habanero. They're ones that we call savory. So that means they've got an unusual pepper flavor, but no heat or very little heat.
So what kind of, if you were growing a savory pepper, what kind of dish would that be ideal for?
Well, I think you can use it in a sandwich. You can use it in an omelet. There's almost no limit, really.
Yeah.
I guess once you taste it, you can kind of figure that out a little bit. But for example, there's a no-heat habanero. So you get the habanero flavor. There's a no-heat Scotch bonnet pepper called sweet bonnet.
Right up my alley.
So the Scotch bonnet is a Caribbean pepper which is used to flavor a special type of pepper for Caribbean cuisine. So you can get that flavor without the heat if you don't want the heat. So that's called sweet bonnet. And then many others are, if you see here, we got the Scoville rating here on these peppers. The Scoville rating is related to heat. So
what is scary hot? Like what should people who don't want heat?
This is just a little hotter than a jalapeno.
Okay.
A jalapeno is usually 2.5 to 5,000 Scovilles. So something like a ghost pepper is maybe 2 million or so. Oh. So that's really hot. But I mean, to me, a jalapeno is about my maximum. But you know, everyone's got a different tolerance. So we've got something for everyone here. And here we have, for example, a new serrano pepper. This is supposedly a much improved flavor over typical serranos. So we're anxious for that one. But that one's quite a bit hot. It's 2 to 3 or 4 times as hot as a jalapeno. So you got to be a little wary of that. But there's plenty that have like 1 to 5,000, so that's less than a jalapeno. Here it's only 600 to 800 on this beautiful banana pepper.
That hot sunset looks amazing.
Big chili, 500 to 2,500 Scoville units. So
the range of the Scoville rating, does that depend on like the kind of summer that we have, or?
It can, yes, it can. If we have a hot summer, it will increase heat. And also the heat inside every pepper is clustered around the center where the membrane is that holds the seeds. That's where it's the hottest. So the shell of the pepper is less hot. But anyway, so anyway, these are some really nice ones. These are these really unusual bonnet type peppers. The habanero, here's the bonnet pepper. Really attractive and just fun to grow.
Yeah, something different and to incorporate. And this is that sweet red habanero with no heat. That sounds awesome.
So then in the tomato realm, we've got maybe 6 or 8 types of cherry tomatoes, and we've got mostly our large slicers. And one, I'm really happy about this one here called Brimmer Pink. That's one we tried a few years ago and I couldn't get the seed, and now we got it again. So I thought I'd try it again, but I grew that one myself, and it's excellent. Brandy Master, an improved Brandywine, the famous Brandywine tomato. And these other ones that, you know, I just read about and they sounded interesting to me, so I thought, well, let's try it and see.
Yes.
But the important thing is for me is to get feedback from the customers. If you grew it and liked it or didn't like it, I like to know. Either maybe we can add it to our regular mix, or we can put it in this collection again and see how it does again. But we need feedback. Otherwise, the experiment is, you know, futile. So, so that's but that's
We'll
what we got going
we'll
on.
have to do a voting contest or something. Everyone who submits their vote could be entered to win a prize.
Yeah, that would be a good thing.
Yeah.
So we got, like I said, 65 varieties. There's roughly 100 of each. And so it's while supplies last. Some things are much more popular than others, but there's bound to be something interesting here.
And are they categorized by, like, these look like, are these kind of in the orange realm or no? They're
This
a
is
little
just
bit different.
this is just large tomatoes.
Large tomatoes. Okay.
Here.
And what about this tomatillo?
Yeah, this is a great tomatillo from Guatemala. It's rather small. It's not as big as some of the big fat ones, but it's still 1 inch, and it's very pretty, and it's supposedly extremely flavorful. So that looks great too. And here's a nice winter squash, very beautiful orange color,
Yes.
even as an ornamental. You know, it's just wonderful. And this spinach is supposedly a good variety. So it's just something fun to try.
And then these, the tomatoes over here in the next row look like you've got some variation in colors and.
Yeah, there are some novelty colors here. We've grown this. This is supposedly a really great, really flavorful paste tomato, which, you know, a lot of paste tomatoes to me don't have a lot of flavor. This is about a 5 to 6 inch long pink paste tomato. So, you know, it's wait and see. We'll have to find out first. It's an experiment. And this is, we have the famous Ananas Noir, which we've been growing for years. This is a descendant of that. So it's Ananas Zebra, with Ananas Noir being one of the parents. So that is promising as well. Black Crim, that's been around for a while, the black tomato. This is a new dwarf tomato, but it's indeterminate, so it keeps on bearing. So that's nice for the container growing that will continue to bear until frost. Indian Stripe is related to the Cherokee, famous Cherokee tomato, and so on and on it goes.
Yeah, I'm excited for these pineapple ones because I just love those yellow tomatoes, and then to have them as a big tomato, I think is really exciting.
Yeah, those are big slicers. Then there's this Ukrainian purple. Most of the purple or black tomatoes come from the Ukraine part of the world. That's where they were developed. And even the ones that are American made now, their origins are back in the Ukraine. So.
Wow, it's pretty exciting over here. And now if you want to pick all these tomatoes, about how much space should you give a normal tomato when you're trying to plan out your garden?
I would say roughly 2 square feet of tomato in the ground. And of course the indeterminate varieties will get quite tall. So they can get 5-6 feet or more even. And so you need some support with those. And some that are semi-determinate or determinate will be shorter and maybe, you know, 4 feet or less.
Okay.
So for some people those are better, but they oftentimes don't bear as heavily as the indeterminate ones. They'll still give you, you know, plenty, but not as much.
Okay. I'm just going to scan this last little row here. Valentine sweet snacks, that sounds kind of fun.
Yeah, that one is high sugar content. Valentine back there was a grape tomato, and a meatier grape tomato. A sweet one, this is a heavy bearing one, Sweet Million. Rosella, yeah, I can't remember what that one is. This is
extremely popular.
This is extremely early. It's only 40 days. I mean,
Wow.
that sounds too good to be true. We're
Yeah.
going to wait and see if that's actually accurate or not. But anyway, it's worth a try. You know.
Right. Well, that's the fun thing about growing your vegetables is, you know, every year can be a new experience.
Yeah, there's just no end to the experimentation, and you know, people come in and say, "What's new?" Well, this is what's new. So come on in and try it.
All right, guys, vintage veggies are out. Definitely come and check them out. Remember that, like, our actual vegetable areas over there, and then this is an extension of that. So be sure to shop both areas because there's lots of great new options there for you. So, all right, thanks, Kevin.
See you soon.